Hello again, everyone. This is Kevin Johnson of Leverage Consulting, bringing you the Organizational Excellence Podcast. So I'm going to start with a question for you today. Do you manage your business based off of the exceptions or the results? And before those of you who think this doesn't apply to me and you turn this off, I want you to think about this for a second. Every great business is built around people who take their job super seriously and actually consider their job to be a business within the business. So here's what I'm getting at. If you're a treatment coordinator, you run a business within the practice. If you are a scheduling coordinator, that schedule could be your business. If you're a clinical assistant, managing your doctor could be a business. If you're a hygienist, you manage a book of business. Everyone within a practice or a business has some level of a business within the business. So I'm going to go back to managing your business based off the exception or the result that you're looking for. Many times when either myself, we were proposing a new script or a new system, a new way of getting a different result, I hear feedback from clients or other folks, and their concern is always about the exceptions. So here's what I'm getting at. If you were considering collecting before you start a procedure, so it could be when we schedule a procedure. It could be as the patient arrives, we're going to collect before we bring them back. That in itself could be a change in a script and a system. In doing that, many times the feedback that we'll get is something along the lines of, but parents won't like that. But the insurance patients are going to have this to say. But we start coming up with all the reasons, and it could be insurance patients. We might start coming up with individuals' names. So a practice that literally may see thousands of patients per year. We talk about modifying a system or maybe not even implementing a system because of Mrs. Jensen, Jim Wilson, and we come up with individuals' names, and we're not thinking about the thousands that this will work for. And even if it's not, you think about it for a minute, even if it was 80% of your patients this would work for, that sounds like a heck of a win for me. So many, I think, when I asked the question would have said, no, of course not. I would never manage things based off the exception. But think of it when the next time you start looking at a new system, new script, or something like that, and you start coming up with the reasons why it's not going to work. Are we talking about a very small number of people, or are we talking about the mass majority? Are we talking about, in thinking about how people process things, it could be just the way some people process change, and that's okay. But we always have to take those things and start answering the questions for those folks that process that way, because they may come up with all the objections in their own mind, and then they need to work through those. Totally fine. As long as we all know that, and as long as we're always working towards a new and better solution. So there's your Organizational Excellence Podcast for today, and I look forward to hearing from you or talking to you again soon.